E3, E3, E3. Ah yes, 'tis that time of the year when the biggest reveal... Hey, where do you think you're going? Don't think I don't see you there.
What? Who? Me? Nothing. I'm just going to the bathroom.
Bullshit! You're up to your old tricks of misrepresenting the actual product and screwing over people and their hard-earned money again.
No. I've learned my lesson. In fact, we have this new big game coming.
Big? Well, I like big.
And it's going to have lots of people and be online.
I like internet.
And it's going to come all in the season pass. Wait, no!
Anyways, now that we have that pest out of the way, as I was saying, 'tis that time of the year where the biggest companies and developers gather to reveal and promote their games. That special time when gamers and fanboys alike can get a glimpse of what to expect in the upcoming year, or years, or never at all. Will it be a recycled sequel? Will it be another big FPS multiplayer game? Will it be something I can rub in the face of others who don't game on the same platform as myself? Or are we setting ourselves up for the same disappointment as the past years have shown? Are we really going to build hype on little snippets of gameplay, on cinematic trailers, on empty promises, or bold lies? Are we going to do this again? So as many of you may have guessed it through the tone of my voice, I'm not exactly hyped nor excited for E3, mainly because I have quite a handful of games that I haven't even beaten or gotten to yet. I'm going to be quite busy, and the next biggest thing out there is going to have to wait. The years of expectations and disappointment have made me much wiser, and as I would expect, the same should be said for other gamers of my generation. But sadly, this is not the case. Many gamers out there have decided to drop their skepticism and remain naive. While there's nothing wrong with being excited for the possibilities of what could be showcased at E3, I do believe that hyping something before its release is not only detrimental to the consumers, but the gaming industry as a whole. I've always viewed hype as not just a fault of the gamers or the fans, but also of the companies and the developers themselves. Because while developers may be ambitious, and their games themselves are also ambitious, it is the gaming fans that are even more ambitious, and, unfortunately, unreasonably ambitious. Setting expectations higher than Mount Everest can be the fault of oneself. When you drop all rational thought because a minute-long trailer was revealed, and you throw away all discernment when more information is leaked about this game, and you choose to let your guard down and cave into your temptations and put down that pre-order, only to be disappointed 5 months later, those actions are all entirely your fault. And while these are things I constantly shame people about, I can also put part of the fault on the developers and companies behind these games. Because as we all know, companies are seeking your cash, more so than your enjoyment. It's business, and that's understandable. We all gotta make a living, but instead of keeping the expectations real, these companies and developers would rather feed more into the hype, because more hype equals more pre-orders. More hype equals free money. The minute you have chosen to give a company money before the product has even been released and properly reviewed is the minute you have screwed yourself over. You have taken the words of these developers and companies with such little evidence to support them, and you built it up as the next coming of Jesus. Do you not understand that when you hype a game, you are promoting for free? You are actively building up this game and being a spokesman for these developers and companies for free. Similar events such as this are what led to the debacle of No Man's Sky, and I think we can all recall how that went. Was there blatant lies and untruths said by the developers? Yes. But were there also high expectations created by the gamers themselves? Also? Yes, it was the combination of both of these things that ultimately led to what I still consider the biggest disappointment of 2016. But I've been there, and many of us have as well, and I wouldn't be sitting here and preaching this to you if I myself had not gone through the same thing. Let me take you back to 2015. I had plenty of change in my pocket. E3 was right around the corner, and I was pretty dry on games. Then, out of the blue, Bethesda reveals Fallout 4, and I nearly shit my pants. Me being the biggest Fallout fanboy and Bethesda drone, took to Steam, and I put down my $60 months before the release of Fallout 4. And then what led to this, you may be asking? An atrociously bad game? Well, no, but a disappointment in my eyes. I had taken each and every one of Todd Howard's words and created a gospel with them. I built the game up to be the next coming of Jesus myself. My expectations were through the roof, unrealistically, but it's not so much the disappointment that stung me. It was the fact that there were games I purchased that year that I did not hype and I did not pre-order, that I simply enjoyed far more than I did Fallout 4. And you see it all around you. Gaming websites, YouTube channels, all collectively building hype after the events of E3, or even before that. To this very day, I have not been able to find a scenario in which hype is beneficial to the gamers. I have not been able to see how hype benefits anyone other than the companies. So what can you or I do to try and avoid hype? Well, first off, I think hype will always exist in the gaming industry because some gamers just can't help themselves. But to those of you that can help yourselves, these are the 3 things to always keep in mind. It doesn't matter which company, developer, or publisher it is. No matter what, always remain skeptical. Every company is guilty of stupid things. And it doesn't matter how much you love a company. It doesn't matter how much they have delivered on their promises to you. There will reach a point where they can and will fuck you over. Never be so sure that a promise will be delivered to you. People may call you a hater or say you're downplaying a product. That doesn't matter. Skeptics are the rational consumers. Being skeptical is one of the keys to avoiding fanboyism, which is the plague that keeps companies like Ubisoft successful. Be skeptical of trailers, gameplay footage, and especially of an E3 reveal, and always avoid uttering these 3 words: I am sold. Never tell yourself you are sold. What you do with your money is completely up to you, but I strongly encourage you to not give your money to a game that has not even been released yet. Do not put money down on a season pass without knowing what the future content could be. Never sell yourself on what isn't there yet. This isn't the same thing as crowdfunding. These are products that are near completion already, and by big name companies. They can wait for your money, and more importantly, they need to work for your money. They aren't owed shit until their product is released. And last but not least, be patient. These are games that aren't going anywhere. They're not expiring. They're not timed. They will always exist and be out there. Having to put money down to reserve your own copy in a world where the digital market dominates is ridiculous. Buying into a product without knowing how it was received, without reading reviews, without having some knowledge beforehand is an ill-informed purchasing decision. There's a reason why they say patience is a virtue. Those who are patient enough to wait will reap the benefits of avoiding a disastrous launch, while those hesitant and with the urge to buy beforehand suffer the consequences of disappointment. No matter how you look at it, hype isn't a good thing. And especially with E3 just around the corner, expect loads of regurgitated news articles on YouTube. If you are a YouTuber or a blogger that hypes games, stop. Hype creates unrealistic expectations. Hype creates fanboys. And hype can lead to disappointment. But before we end this video, there are a few people I would like to thank. I'd like to thank Maria for the gifted copy of Nier Automata. I've been enjoying it very much lately, thank you. And I love you so much Your generosity is much appreciated. I'd also like to thank Blackthorn for the gifted copy of Yooka-Laylee, and I feel like such an asshole for forgetting that you gifted me this game. Please forgive me. I will get to playing it very soon, and your generosity is very much appreciated. I love you too, faggot. I'd also like to thank the Fake Canadian for the lovely letter that you sent me in the P.O. box this week. Also, thank you for the DS version of Club Penguin, I guess. But I love you too, faggot. And with that being said, let's take a quick look at the comments of the week. Boruto Uzumaki says, "You sound like you're talking out of your nose. Talk out of your mouth." Well, in case you guys didn't know, I have enlarged tonsils, so my voice will always sound like shit. I mean, unless you guys want to pitch in and help me get them removed, you know, just... Paimon Kalahagi says, "You should debate with Crap Gamer." Oh, if you've seen my debate with JTech TV, I'm sorry. I don't think I have it in me to go against another person who is on an equal level of stupidity. John Feliciano says, "I hole you get shot in the street, you PC couch bag." Huh. And finally, Nigel Giamfi says, "Fritz-sama, thank you for fighting on our side. If you mean the side of the PC, then you are welcome. I will always fight on the side of the PC. It is the best platform." And with that being that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, and add me on Steam. Or if you feel like sending me a nice letter, my P.O. box is also down in the description below. And as always, I will see all of you and your gorgeous sexy faces later.